Hey everybody, Mrs. M here. Hey, I am just making this quick video to go over everything that we went over in our open house this week. I know it was kind of short notice when I posted that update about our open house tonight, and so I apologize about that. Um, but I wanted to get this information out to you either way. And if you guys ever have any questions or want to get together and need to talk, I'm here. You can get me at my email. You can we can set up an appointment for office hours, or my office hours are Tuesdays from 9 to 10, and my tutoring hours are Tuesdays from 8 to 9. And so those are some ways you can reach me if you guys ever have any questions or need any help. I'm here for you. I hope you know that. So first of all, welcome. Welcome to Health 301 at IDLA. This is a great course. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. The pace of this course is pretty steady, and it's going to take us all the way to spring. And so you guys are in for a good ride. And so I'm going to go ahead and get started with some of the things that I wanted to talk about at the open house. So here's a couple of reminders for you, just right off the bat. Our units in this course are each 2 weeks long. So we began Unit 1 this week, and then Unit 1 doesn't close until January 24th. So you have 2 weeks to complete that unit. And then once January 24th hits, all Unit 1 assignments are due, and then Unit 2 opens on the following Monday, January 25th. So that's kind of how our units are going to run. As soon as one closes, the other one is going to open. And so it's pretty straightforward, 2 weeks, and then the last week in the course is just finals week. And so it's a great course. It's nice and steady, like I said. The second reminder here, I do accept redos and late work. And there's a lot of students that don't take me up on that offer. And so I wanted to let you know that I do accept redos. If any of our assignments, if any of them come back and you're like, what the heck? And you go and look at the comments and you see the comments and the rubric, and you see something that you need to fix, go ahead and fix it and submit it again. And you can still qualify for more points. And I really do believe that all of us accept or need, to have some redos in our lives. And so I want to offer that to you. And then I do accept late work. My late work policy is if it's a unit late, it still qualifies for up to 100%. And then if it's if it's 2 or more units late, then it's going to only qualify for up to 50%. And so the whole reason for that is just if you miss something, if you miss an assignment, go ahead and turn it in as soon as possible, and so you can get as many points as possible on that. And then you won't miss out on anything if there's, content later on that relates back to something you missed. If you can take care of that, then it'll make more sense as we go along. And then just a reminder, make sure you guys are reading updates and emails, okay? Those are the main ways that I communicate with you. Your emails are going to come to you as well as the guardian or parent whose email is in our system. And so they should be getting them too. And so make sure they are. And then for discussion boards, I can't emphasize this enough. Let's make our discussion boards meaningful, okay? I always say to my students, discussion boards are what we make them, okay? We can, let them be boring, or we can make them exciting and ask each other questions and make connections to the real world and things like that that make it like a real life conversation, which is my hope for what we can do for those. And so a couple ways we can do that. First of all, your discussion board, your initial post needs to be posted by the Wednesday of our first week in the unit. That way you can get full credit, as well as that way we have time to really talk about the things that you guys have posted there and talk about your ideas and thoughts about things. And then another thing is make sure you're responding to your classmates meaningfully. That means you can ask a question. Like I said, you can make connections to the real world. You can make a connection to somebody else's post in our discussion, something like that that kind of propels the conversation forward rather than makes it boring. And then I think that's it. So, also just a reminder, send questions my way. If you're struggling, if you have questions or concerns, or something happens during the semester that you really need to talk to me about, as far as your course work goes, please, please, please reach out to me. I am here to help. I want to see you succeed, and I'm hoping it's an awesome semester for all of us. Okay, quickly, just a course overview here. You can see the course schedule in our course under the Start Here folder, and so you can access this at any time. And the one in the course actually has the dates in this column. So be sure to check that out so you know exactly when everything is. I have this calendar that I write everything down in, and so as soon as I know these dates, I jot them down, and so I know that I'm on the right track. And so I recommend you guys do the same exact thing. So we're in this first unit, health and wellness, and then we're jumping to unit 2, mental health, then nutrition, then consumer health, then adolescence and development. And then just a note on this Unit 5. In this unit, there's some really sensitive topics that we'll talk about a little bit more later on so that you kind of know what to expect. But I sent out an email, and it went to you and your parents, letting you know that, for some, these topics are a little too sensitive. And so there is an alternative unit that you can get into, but you do need to let me know and have your parent let me know that your parent or your guardian, excuse me, let me know that you need the alternative unit, and I will go ahead and assign that to you. If I don't hear from anybody, if I don't hear from your parent or guardian, then I have to keep you in the normal unit. And so, if you have more questions about that, let me know. But after that, we have Unit 6, Alcohol, Tobacco, and Drugs, and then First Aid and CPR, and then Diseases and Disease Prevention. And like I said before, each of these units is 2 weeks in length. And I don't want that to deceive you. I want you to make sure you're still working on assignments, because 2 weeks can go by super duper fast. And so my recommendation is to be working on it as soon as it opens and get it done as fast as you can, and then you don't have to worry about it, and then the next unit will open, the next week. So, and then we have the final exam week, and like I said, that's just 1 week after we're done with Unit 8, and then we're done with the course. So here's a few tips for success. The unit quizzes. In every single unit, you guys have quizzes, several quizzes. My recommendations for you: do your best, look over your mistakes and find out why you got it wrong, and then find the right answer, and then try again and again. Okay, so you guys have a total of 3 tries on the quizzes. And if you ever get into a quiz and it won't let you take it again, let me know, because it might have the wrong setting in the course, and sometimes I miss them. And so you guys got to let me know. If you can't take it 3 times, if it's not letting you, then let me know and I'll open it up again. But you get 3 tries for all our unit quizzes. And then for unit tests, be sure and complete the test review so that you're prepared for the test. Do your best, and then you get 2 attempts at each unit test. So there's 1 test per unit. It's at the very end. It's just kind of a culmination of everything you learned in that unit to see how it's all sticking in your brain. And you get 2 attempts. So like I said before, review, find out which answers you got wrong, and try to find the right answers, and then take it again. And that will help you prepare for the final exam. It will help you make sure you're learning all the material, and it'll also help your score. So, and then also, just for your information, the final exam will be similar to the format as the tests, the unit tests, unless you're taking the non-proctored exam, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. So get familiar with this review and testing process so you can be prepared for the final exam when it comes. And here's lovely Scar over here to remind us to be prepared. All right, and speaking of the final exam, some of your schools have opted that you have to have a proctored test, and some of your schools are saying, nope, they can do the non-proctored test. And basically, the main difference with if you are taking the proctored test, you have to have a proctor from your school watch over you as you take the test. Usually, it's in a classroom or the library. You have a teacher or an aide or a librarian watching over you. They have to enter a password to get you into the test, and basically it's just to help that we're not make sure we're not cheating, make sure we're not like, doing those naughty things with that final exam. And that the proctored test is quite a bit longer. It's around 60 questions long, but they're multiple choice. And then the non-proctored exam means you don't have to have a proctor. It means you can take it at home, at school, whenever, wherever you have internet, basically. And it's shorter, it's 15 questions long, but they're all write-in answers. So you will definitely need to know your stuff. But both of them are really, really doable tests, final exams, but they're worth a lot of your final grade. They're worth 20% of your final grade. So it really is a final exam, a big deal for this class. But we'll make sure and prepare you. So as far as the course pace and communication, I kind of already explained this. Each unit is 2 weeks long. Make sure you're working on it early in the unit instead of later. And then if you are having issues of any kind, please communicate with me. The more communication, the better, I always say. So, if you're having issues that's slowing you down, just make sure you let me know. Or if I've had students move mid-semester. I've had students go on trips. I don't know if anybody's going on trips this year, but just let me know and keep me in the loop. And then I just wanted to bring up to you guys this thing. It's called growth mindset. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. If you haven't, or even if you have, I would recommend you go to YouTube and get this video. It's called Growth Mindset versus Fixed Mindset. And it's like the person sketching it out as it talks and explains it to you. It's a fun video to watch. And it's really enlightening to see, do I have a growth mindset or do I have a fixed mindset? And I really, really encourage you guys this semester to try to have a growth mindset. And what that means is that, you're going to keep on trying. Even if you fail, that just means you haven't learned it yet, or that just means you haven't achieved that skill yet, meaning that you still can. And I've taught a lot of classes over the years, and it's really interesting to see when students do fail a class. I can tell if they have that fixed mindset or a growth mindset. And the growth mindset students are like, hey, I tried my best and I'm gonna give it another try. And the fixed mindset, they feel like a failure. And I don't want any of you guys to feel like that. I want you to always feel like you can achieve what's set before you, and I know you can. So here's some questions I just wanted you to think about as I wrap up this quick video. When have you maintained a growth mindset, and how did that help you? This could be perhaps when you're learning a new skill, when you started a new sport, when you started a new instrument, a new hobby, any of those things. I want you to think about that. And then when have you had a fixed mindset, and how did that hinder you? This could be the same examples, trying a new sport, trying a new hobby, trying a new instrument, those types of things. And then how can you begin today to improve your mindset? Even if you have a fixed mindset, you can always change that, right? And so those are the things I wanted you to think about, and you can take a minute to read these questions if you would like to. And then the last couple things I wanted to mention here, guys, this quote from Albert Einstein: education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. I really, really love that. And I think that goes along with growth mindset and just learning how to think for ourselves and not just go with what's handed to you, but actually consider, what that means to you and what you think about it. And that's hopefully some things that we're gonna be able to see this semester. And then the last thing, you'll probably see this a few times during the course because I love to give you guys updates that help you remind you of this, but you can do hard things, and I know that for a fact. Anyway, students, I am so glad you're in class, and I'm so excited you're here. If you guys ever have any questions or problems or anything that you need to talk to me about, please reach out. I'm here for you, and I'm rooting you on. So we'll talk, and I'll see you in the course.